All right, hello everybody, and welcome into the SFA Season 12 Orange Bowl semifinal here between Nebraska and Notre Dame, number 4 versus number 8. Two teams that are coming off of arguably the most entertaining first-round games we've seen in a really long time. Notre Dame beat our defending champions in double OT, 24-17, and Nebraska knocked off Ole Miss in overtime after coming back. They won 39-36, which was not scoregami. It's happened a couple of times before. Let me know if you can hear me. If you don't know what the SFA is, it's an online dynasty ran entirely through Discord. You do not need the game. You can coach, you can set depth charts, you can recruit, you can hire coordinators, you can play in like server games for rewards, like fantasy football. We have fully functional sportsbook and whatnot. If you're watching live, you might run into some ads because we are affiliated, so feel free to drop a Twitch Prime sub. It does help out the channel, help support a user if they win the national championship, and yeah, let's get started. Let me know if you can hear me, and then we can get started here. Someone has to tell me they can hear me. All right, there we go. All right, so jumping in, we're going to go obviously over the rosters first. Notre Dame, led by SFA player Bart Rogers, 94 overall. He had a pretty good game against Clemson. Running back Bobby Hall, he broke off that really long run against Clemson as well, and that kind of sparked their second half and their win. Peter Woods is their number one receiver, 95 speed. He is pretty game-breaking. They also have a really fast guy in the slot as well, 96 speed. Whitlock, he actually had the game-winning touchdown there. Michael Wright is a freshman. We'll see if he can make some moves. And they have a really bad offensive line considering at the point of the season they're in. They have one really good right guard, but it's very underwhelming on the front end. It did hold up, though, against Clemson, so we'll see. Donald Brown here, he had 3 sacks against Clemson, 82 overall. And on the right side, Donnie Donowitz, the SFA player, he had a great game as well, pressuring Walter Hearn. And then in the middle, we've got two lower overall guys. The linebackers, this one's hurt, but they got Grant Harper in the middle, 93, and then Mark Moore as well. And then on the edge, DeAndre Jordan, the man who had the pick to end the first overtime, and Craig Cook, who had the freshman, who had the pick against Walter Hearn to seal it. They also have Glover. Not the highest rate overalls, but they showed that they can ball, so we'll see. And then 2 SFA players on the back end. You got Taco Hallahan, and you have John Smith. At kicker, McPherson, he is a freshman. Big power, I believe. Let's take a look. Yeah, big power, pretty good accuracy, so we'll see what he can do. But we're going up against user Coach Chewy and Nebraska. Led by Paul Sanford, the redshirt senior SFA player. One of the best stories in the SFA. Set his entire career behind other quarterbacks. Finally got a chance to start here, and he has put on a show. Big-time quarterback. And then Joel McKinley, he absolutely popped off. He's the Alabama transfer. Made Nebraska, pretty much helped Nebraska win that game, as he had that screen pass for a long gain and a couple other big-time touchdowns. So we'll see if he can do it again. Wide receiver Damian Kelly, and then one of the stars of the SFA recently, Tra Preston. It seems he makes a big-time play every single time he touches the ball. Dallas Johnson as well catches these two guys have insane yam potential. Tight end Zach Walker is really good. We've seen him before. And then they have a pretty good offensive line. It is better than Notre Dame's, but still high 70s, no 80 plus. So we'll see if they can hold up against that defensive line for Notre Dame. That's kind of the same battle on both sides. Wendell McMahon on one end, they got Jeremy Freeman on the other, and then in the middle, Dictator, the SFA player and transfer from Georgia Tech. You got Stephen Myers here, but he doesn't start. It is the 5-star freshman Jerome Everclear. And then the middle, Michael Richardson. And then the transfer from Colorado State, the golden ticket player, Ricardo Henderson. And then out wide, these guys really shut down that pass game from Clemson. So we'll see if they can do it again. And in the back, you got Xavier Townsend, the SFA player. 87 overall. And then on the other side, Sam Burton, who had himself a really good game as well against Ole Miss. And their kicker, Brandon Alford. We thought he would be a weak spot for him, but in the playoff, he has been dominant. 92 kick power, 68 accuracy. He went 4 for 4 for Nebraska, including the game-tying and game-winning field goals. So we'll see what happens. That is the rosters. As of right now, the national championship is probably going to be tomorrow. I won't know officially until later on this evening, but we only have 2 games left here in Season 12. So you got Notre Dame and Nebraska here, so it's time for the prediction. Let's see, let me get it set up here. Remember, there's no spreads or anything. Just, do you think Nebraska or Notre Dame is going to win this game? So you got 2 minutes on the clock. Coach Chewy, if you're here, you can pick your uniform. Let me know what you want to wear. If not, I'm just going to go the basic for both teams. I don't see him in chat here. Oh, same as last game, all reds. Okay. So it's that 2014 alternate here. All right, so we're just going to wait until the time is up on this prediction. As always, I need Patreon people to submit their in-game recruits. If you haven't told me that you want to hear offers, this includes a lot of coordinators. If you want offers, you have to tell me. Otherwise, you're not switching schools or you're not getting a team in the first go-around. So let me know if you want offers. The cutoff is once the national championship starts, because immediately following, I do the coaching stream, and then I'm going to do Team of the Year, and then offers will start being sent out. And in terms of the off-season, just make sure you respond quickly to stuff, please. The off-season is very long, very grueling, takes literally all of my free time. So the faster you are, the faster we can get into the new season. And as a reminder, we are moving to a 12-team playoff next season as well. The new tool is out. It works, so should be good. Yeah, so big overall difference here, but Nebraska's been on game day now 3 times. They've won 2 of them, and then the only one they lost is on the last second weird interception from Paul Sanford as he was hit as he threw it, and it got picked off, and they kicked a field goal against Iowa State. So we will see what happens. Anyways, game here, and we're in the Orange Bowl, so we're likely going to get some rain, but we'll see what happens. All right, and we are off. Also considering updating my revamped. It will come with a lot of different changes in terms of like presentation, UI, lighting. So we'll see if I decide to do that. It'll fully depends on this new team swapping feature and if I can get FIU to correctly go back after the update. But we're in the Orange Bowl here. I believe Hard Rock Stadium. No rain, it seems. That is good. But we got Chewy versus Notre Dame. Anybody's ball game. Notre Dame not really a true 8 seed as because they didn't play in a conference championship. They dropped from number 5 where they were at pre-conference championship. Or no, maybe they're number 4. I think they're 4. All right, here we go. Taste those oranges. Notre Dame and Nebraska here in Hard Rock Stadium. Remember, this is a stadium that, like, the revamped team updated, so obviously shots like this don't work. But Notre Dame, let's see what they do with the toss. and they lose it. So Nebraska chooses to kick. So Nebraska is going to start out on defense. And we are off in the Season 12 Orange Bowl semifinal. 9 minutes on the clock, and a big-time kick to open it up. And here we go. Notre Dame up front first. Top of your screen, Peter Woods. And then quarterback Bart Rogers, Bobby Hall in the backfield. Those are your impact players. And they're going to throw it to start here. Taking off, and he goes down. First play is a sack, and who else but the Georgia Tech transfer, Dick Tater. A product of Coach Mike not making his contract expectations and taking the punishment, spinning the player wheel. Remember, folks, one season the transfer portal can switch you from a 6-6 team like Nebraska was a year ago to being 12-2. So 2nd and 13 here. They're going to hand it off now. Bobby Hall up the middle, gets about all that yardage back, plus a little bit more. 3rd and 8. And remember, folks, the NFL season does start right after this game, so make sure your lineups are set for fantasy football. 3rd and 8. Can Nebraska get off the field? Oh, boy, he breaks a sack and throws it as he's hit. Is that a fumble? No, they call it incomplete. But the pass rush getting through early on here, and a 3-and-out for Notre Dame. Oh, they fumbled the initial punt, but he picks it up. That's Xavier Townsend. Maybe has a little bit of nerves here. First and 10. There he is, the 6'6 behemoth, Paul Sanford. Draw pressing, top of your screen. Got to watch out for him. Joel McKinley. And they run a pump fake to start it out. And not a typical start there for Paul Sanford. A little off the mark on that first play. It was a comeback route. So 2nd and 10. Coming out empty this time. Notre Dame respecting the pass game. Man in motion, though. And it's going to be a jet sweep here. And he goes down. Damian Kelly, the #1 receiver. John Smith on tackle. He is an SFA player from the Season 7 class. Little fun fact, he came out as an athlete, quarterback / strong safety. 3rd and 11 now. And rolls left, Paul Sanford, and they're going to get, no, they're not going to give him the first down, so a rough spot early on in back-to-back 3-and-outs. So both defenses showing up early here. And that one's edging towards out of bounds, and looks like a pretty good kick. No chance at a return there from Chavez. All right, Notre Dame right back where they started on the first drive, right at the 20. Handoff, left-hand side. Bobby Hall cuts upside. He's really good at those quick cuts, finding the hole, and he gets a big gain. 2 carries for him and 20 yards. Bart Rogers takes off this time, and he's brought down again. So early on, this offensive line is really not holding up, as both interior defensive linemen now have gotten a sack. That's Fox. All right, Rogers, he takes off. He has some room on that right side. Don't see anybody there, and he runs into Sam Burton. Strong safety, really good at coming up and getting himself into the play. First and 10, around the 46 now. Four men on that right side, the short side, and Rodgers takes off again here down the right sideline, and he gets a little bit of blocking, 12-yard gain. Bart Rodgers is a true running quarterback. He has 91 speed. First and 10 now. Rodgers. Quarterback contain here, and that's going to be a completion over the middle. The freshman, Michael Wright, the tight end, makes the play. Remember, Notre Dame has not lost a game this year when Bart Rodgers is on the field. First and 10, they are threatening the red zone here. So after 3 and out, Nebraska kind of struggling to find some answers. Hall, it's going to be a QB keeper, and he fakes everyone out. He could have stayed to the outside, gotten more yardage, but cuts up field for about 4. Inside the red zone easily in field goal range for both of these quality kickers. Under center. And Bobby Hall in a big-time tackle there. That was probably going to be a touchdown if Sam Burton didn't make the tackle. So 3rd and 8 upcoming. Nebraska with a chance to get off the field, letting up only 3. We've yet to see a throw to Peter Woods, bottom of your screen. Route empty now, and didn't like what he saw there. Throws it wide open, man. Oh my, touchdown, but wait a second, flag on the ground. Offensive pass interference. They took way too long to let that play develop, and Michael Whitlock actually gets called for it as he was blocking into the end zone when he caught the ball. You cannot do that. So backs him up a long ways here. That's the risk of running that bubble screen, is if you don't throw it immediately, you'll likely get a penalty. 3rd and 18 now. Backed up a lot. They're going to run another screen pass, and no, they're going from all the way back to the past the 40. So Dictator with his 2nd sack. And Notre Dame self-inflicted there as they went from inside the 20 to outside the 40 now and probably out of field goal range. Big time step up from this Husker defense as, yeah, the punt team is coming out. And you can't blame them here. And they're going to coffin corner this one. Can they hold them? And it looks to be good. We're going to see where they spot it. And at the inch, so a perfect punt here for Notre Dame. So now Notre Dame backed up inside their own 1. They're going to throw it. And they have Max protect Paul Sanford, and he throws that from, I thought that was across the line, but they're saying it counts as he threw it away. That could have been a penalty in the end zone and a safety. Handoff now, and he gets a little bit more room here from Joel McKinley. So a little bit more space, not really threatened by a punt block now. As, boom, there it is, Traw Preston. Paul Sanford converts. So fresh set of downs, the punt doesn't produce points for Notre Dame. Paul Sanford now floats it over the middle, and he connects. Traw Preston again. Him and Dallas Johnson are his #1 targets. And they're going to get sacked this time. That is Donald Brown, his 4th sack already of the CFP, working on that right tackle. A beautiful move around the edge and runs right into Sanford. He couldn't get away. And we've seen some magic from Paul Sanford before with these sacks. He's really good at breaking those tackles, but not there. So both teams going backwards. 2nd and 18. They bring out 2 tight end set here. Looks like we're going to get some more running here from Joel. It's going to be a toss outside. Oh, I thought he got the edge, but the block shedding once again from Donald Brown. Responsible for the minus 11 yards so far on this down to gain. And we come out empty here, and there's a cluster of 3 receivers up top, but only 2 corners. Obvious zone coverage as we're yamming it deep, and that's going to be a first down. Dallas Johnson, perfectly run route right at the sticks. Paul Sanford knew immediately they were in zone and found that weak spot between the high safety and the corner in the flat. So the drive continues. Couple missed opportunities now from Notre Dame on this drive. Handoff, that's Joel McKinley. He finds some room, breaks a tackle. And we haven't really seen Donnie Donowitz yet. He's at the top of that line. Kind of getting cooked right now by this left tackle. 2nd and 4, the handoff up the gut. And that's a first down. All right, we're inside the 35. Nebraska now making their chance. 1st and 10. Preston in motion. And the quick option goes nowhere. Donald Brown cleans it up. Have yourself a day already. 3 TFLs and a sack. All right, 2nd and 14 here. Handoff to the right-hand side, up the gut, breaks a tackle, gets a lot of it back, but 3rd and 9 incoming, 3rd and long. But we know Brandon Alford has a leg, so they are likely already in field goal range. Draw Preston at the top of your screen there. 3rd and 9, clean pocket, 3 runners, and a wide open man. That's going to be another first down. Matt Moore this time. The slow receiver gets to the line to gain, and Notre Dame just can't seem to get off the field. We got 2 running backs now. They're going to hand it off. No. They're yamming it to the end zone. Open, man, and Traw, he couldn't get the back foot in. Just barely missed a TD. 2nd and 10 now. They bring a blitz again. Dumps that one off to Joel McKinley. Inside the 15 now. First down. And rushes a Stiffy's a man. Not known for running. 65 speed there for Paul Sanford. And that is going to do it here for the first quarter of the Orange Bowl. We are scoreless. Remember, winner moves on to the national championship. Second and 8. We are at the 10 now. 2nd and 8 here. Trips right. Safety coming down. They're going to hand that off to counter Joel McKinley. And he is stuffed. Taco Hallahan on the tackle there. So a chance for Notre Dame once again. I think this is the 4th time on this drive they have a chance to stop them for a field goal attempt. No one in the middle of the field as we're out empty here on a 3rd and 1. Is this going to be a keeper for Paul Sanford? No, throws it over the middle. Touchdown, Tony McDaniel, as Nebraska opens up the scoring here in the Orange Bowl. A 99-yard drive. You really say that's a 99.99-yard drive, as that was out at the inch as Paul Sanford breaks some records. All right, so how's Notre Dame going to respond? You're inside the 20, you get sacked twice, you pin them inside the 1, and then you give up a 99-yard drive. What's the move now? How do you respond? Handoff, Bart Rogers, he's going to keep it. And he finds a little bit of room out there. Big-time tackle from Xavier Townsend, the SFA player with those white sleeves. 2nd and 4 now. So Dictator having himself a game. Xavier Townsend playing well as well. This is the bulldozer in motion. They're going to throw it. And he's open there, and that is going to be the first touch for Peter Woods, the #1 target, 95 speed, the big-time receiver. Crossing routes helped them out there separate. First and 10. Get a handoff here, Bobby Hall, and he gets about 4. Justin and David, hello. All right, 2nd and 6. Oh, they almost got a jump there. The bulldozer once again in motion. The lead blocker, he follows him. Bobby Hall gets a first down. Cardo Henderson on the tackle. First and 10 here. We got a bunch formation now, and they're going to do a delayed handoff against the blitz, and that's not going to work. Bobby Hall loses 2. Wendell McMahon on the tackle. Second and 12 here. Bart Rogers takes off. He gets the first down and a lot more. Runs over a man and brought down at the 20. Bart Rogers, he's quite dangerous when he gets out of the pocket. Found a lot of room there on that right-hand side. But once again, they're in the red zone. Can they find some points now? Cannot take unnecessary sacks. It's going to be a counter. Bobby Hall, he gets tripped up, but he finds some room and turns that into a positive game. You got to take that. And that's going to be a sack now. Dictator, I believe, once again. His 3rd sack already in the first quarter. And a bit of change, the little swim move. He cuts inside. Easy play for him. Now a 3rd and medium. And 4th and 2 now. Lauren Robertson, that second option at running back. He cannot get the first down. And yeah, that's going to be a kick now for Notre Dame. So to pull within 4 to get on the board for the first time here today. And that kick is good. All right, big booming kick now. Both, remember, we have both high power kickers. Xavier Townsend on the return here. And gets back up to around the 30. So Nebraska has a chance here to take a multiple score lead. Really put the pressure on the Notre Dame offense. Paul Sanford found a rhythm with his receivers that last drive. He keeps it this time. He finds some acceleration. Gets a first down. All right, we got a handoff to the left side here. Joel McKinley gets about 7. Pushing the 50-yard line yet again. Notre Dame is struggling to find any answers. As a quick throw out wide, and he almost gets the first down. Trot Preston breaking 2 tackles. And that's what you need on those screen plays. So 3rd and inches, split backs. You got to think run here, as there's only 6 in the box. And it is Joel McKinley, but he goes outside towards Donald Brown, and that is going to be 4th down. You just can't do that. Donald Brown already has 4 TFLs. And you always see in the playoff the best players making the craziest plays. So 4th and 4 here. Nebraska kicking it. And that is a booming kick, and that's going to go down about the 5, but spin into the end zone. So Notre Dame is going to have it at about their own 20 with a chance to take the lead. As they only have about 4 minutes here left in the first half. This game going by pretty quickly, as it's more of a defensive battle so far. Man in motion. Rogers again, he has time. He finds his man in the middle on the slant, and that is a big-time game from Brandon Pollard. We have yet to really call his name throughout the CFP. It's mainly been Whitlock and Peter Woods. Nice to see Bart getting everybody involved. All right, on the left side here. Only 3-man rush, and Bart tries to take off, but he runs right into the lineman. Not sure what his plan was there, giving Wendell McMahon another sack. I believe Nebraska has already sacked him, what, 5, 6 times? Almost a fumble as well, as he went down awkwardly with the ball, so 2nd and long incoming. And Bobby Hall can't do anything there. They snuffed out the screen pass. Dictator yet again. Have yourself a game. This entire defensive line is just feasting today. So 3rd and long. Notre Dame yet to convert a 3rd down. 1-on-1 though up top is Peter Woods. You're going to run a screen pass yet again. This time they find some room. Can Bobby Hall accelerate? He cuts inside, trying to make more of the situation, but it's going to be a 4th down and another punt for this Notre Dame offense. Both teams not really giving us anything exciting so far in this first half. Very conservative gameplay from both sides. As Xavier Townsend goes down about the 20. Potentially a face mask that was missed. It was a close one. All right, under 3 minutes left here. Nebraska, 3 timeouts. They are a big play offense, so plenty of time here. Run their regular offense. As plenty of time, dumps that off to the running back, Joel McKinley. He gets about 4. Big hit by the defender. That was Taco Hallahan, the safety. Remember, the national championship will be played in Atlanta at the Mercedes-Benz Dome, as it is the closest location for Clemson. So these teams will not have to travel nearly as far. 3rd and 6 now. Notre Dame trying to get off the field here. And plenty of time for Samford. He finds his man out of the backfield. That is Joel McKinley yet again. He showed last week that he was just as much a receiving threat as he is a rushing threat. So he had that long screen pass to keep him in the game. Notre Dame now starting to press up against the line. They're not generating pressure, so they bring a blitz, and they get to him. But, oh, my, that was almost intercepted by Grant Harper. They had to rush Paul Samford. He made a mistake, but Grant dropped it. 2nd and 10. They come out empty here. Minute 42 left. Only a 3-man rush towards the boundary. Goes out of bounds for about 4. So turns this into a 3rd and medium. Notre Dame, if they get a stop, can still put together a drive. Once again, out empty, trusting this offensive line. It's going to be a mid-screen. They get it. That's Damian Kelly. He gets stuck on his man, and he's going to be short. Had he not gotten tripped up by his offensive lineman, that was probably a 1st down. So just a lack of execution there, and Notre Dame's going to have a chance to score. And once again, trying to punt it, and no, out of the back of the end zone. So Notre Dame, they took the timeout, so 2 left, a minute 27. And that's going to be a nice throw to Michael Whitlock. That's his first catch. 2nd and 3. Looks like Nebraska's going to be playing off, only 3 down linemen, so this is the chance. Wait, no, they bring a blitz, but it's a screen pass. Bobby Hall, he tries to evade Dictator, but he cannot. 3rd down now for Notre Dame. Clock is running as we approach the 1-minute mark here in the first half of the Season 12 Orange Bowl semifinal. Xavier Townsend pressing up towards the line, man in motion. And they're going to actually run some clock now, so if they don't get this stop, don't give Nebraska too much time. Smart play here for the Nebraska offense, or the Notre Dame offense. They're going to throw it, though. They pick up the blitz, dumps that off, and he can't get out of bounds. The freshman didn't know where the sideline was. Big-time miscue right there. Eliminating the chance of Notre Dame getting points here and giving Nebraska actually a chance. 36 seconds, but they have all of their timeouts, so they can get a nice return here. Xavier Townsend, he has the rock, and he gets back up to about the 40, so we're already in Paul Samford Yam range. They have 3 timeouts, 28 seconds to get into Brandon Alford range, which is probably about the 40-yard line. So 1st and 10. Samford over the middle, gets a little bit more room, and Hallahan on the tackle. That was Zach Walker. That's his first catch of the day. They take that first timeout, 23 seconds left. Points are at a premium today, so a field goal here would be monumental, as that's a 1st down, and they do not spend the timeout. At the 50, Paul Samford only 4 incompletions. It's empty again. Only 3-man rush. Throws that out wide. He converts. That's Zach Walker, and he once again goes out of bounds. So Nebraska saving these timeouts, already threatening field goal range. They're going to need probably a little bit more to be comfortable with Brandon Alford. Safety coming down. Does Notre Dame think they might run this? That they're crowding the box. They're going to throw. It's going to be a screen pass. And oh my, they read that like a book, almost intercepted. And they actually lose yardage there, making it a harder field goal, potentially knocking them out of range. So 10 seconds left. They have 1 timeout. Couple of plays here. He rolls right, and he's sacked. No, he breaks the tackle and goes down. So Nebraska taking their turn this time, getting sacked by Donald Brown, pushing them out of field goal range. And they are going to attempt a throw to the end zone. The last play of the first half, Samford yams it deep. He has a man, and that's caught by Dallas Johnson. Nebraska takes an 11-point lead into the break. Unbelievable from the Cornhuskers. Cannot believe that Notre Dame didn't put a man back there. So 14-3 as we head to the halftime break. The Cornhuskers are loving it, and Notre Dame, a lot of miscues in that first half. But only down 11, still a lot of time left, 11 or 18 minutes to be exact. Notre Dame just has to figure out how to get it done on the offensive side. As Chewy's headset's literally floating above his head. All right, Notre Dame's going to get the ball right after converting on the Hail Mary. So Notre Dame has to come up with something here to keep this game from getting out of hand. Floats that, and that's intercepted the first play of the game. DeAndre Jordan picks it off. Trying to find a Tra Preston, and it looks like he baited that pick. So Nebraska, often prone to those big mistakes on these game day games, gives Notre Dame a big-time chance here to get back in this game. 2nd and 5 here inside the 40. Crowd in the box, begging them to throw the ball. Bobby Hall tries to find the outside. They seal the edge pretty well as he gets another 5 yards. Notre Dame is yet to have a 3rd down conversion here, but only 3 down linemen, a big chance to run it up the gut. They are going to throw it, though. QB contained doesn't work as Bart Rogers splits them and goes up the gut for 7. Plenty of time for Notre Dame. No reason to panic as they are at the opponent 25 now. Peter Woods. We haven't really called his name today, but he gets the carry, and he is brought down after about a yard. Hand off the gut. Bobby Hall finds some room, and that's another 3rd and short upcoming. So Nebraska can potentially get a stop here, but the way Notre Dame is playing, it looks like they have eyes for the end zone. But they're bringing everybody up to the line here. Once again, begging Bart Rogers to throw the ball, and he is. It's going to be a screen pass, and he gets it to Bobby Hall, and he's tripped up once again by Dictator. That was almost a touchdown. So Notre Dame, nice call there. They saw the blitz coming. 1st and 10 here for Notre Dame. Handed up the gut. Bobby Hall runs over 1, and he gets inside the 5. They can still get a 1st down here without scoring. At the 4. No running back in the backfield. And it's going to be a... Oh, boy. And he trips in the backfield. Bart Rogers is sacked yet again. Sam Burton, the safety this time. So if Nebraska can get a stop here, that would be a big-time play. They tried to double Dictator there. Probably a hold. But Notre Dame lives to find another down. 3rd and 5 here. Four guys on that left-hand side. They're going to throw it again. Over the middle. Caught! Touchdown, Michael Whitlock. This time it counts, and Notre Dame pulls back within 4. Oh, nice cut outside there. Xavier Townsend has some room. Beautiful cut. Sanford now coming out of that interception. He throws another one. The second in a row. 2 plays, 2 picks. That one gets jumped by John Smith, the strong safety. Trot Preston never had a chance. So the dream start to the second half here for Notre Dame. As Bart Rogers now, plenty of time. Peter Woods getting involved here. I think that's his second catch. So Rogers, I mean, when he's not pressured, he's delivering some nice balls as they dump that one off. That's Whitlock, and they bring him down. So 3rd and 2 upcoming. Nebraska asking a ton of their defense to try to get a stop, but they have the chance here after 2 interceptions to start the half from Paul Sanford. 3rd and 2, the handoff. Bobby Hall, he stretches. First down, Notre Dame. And what a start to the half here for Notre Dame. All the momentum on their side now. 2 tight ends. And they're going to throw it. Rogers going to take off. He's still up, and he once again trips on his own guy. Unable to navigate the pocket, and they give Dictator his 4th of the game. The transfer from Georgia Tech having the game of his career here. Second and 12 now. Peter Woods in motion. They hand it to him. And, oh boy, there's a lot of room. He cuts outside, and a massive hit from the corner. That was a touchdown if he didn't make that play. Woods had the room and the speed for the end zone there. Massive play by the corner, saving this drive. 3rd and 6 now. Notre Dame, they have really completely flipped the feel of this game from the first half. 3rd and 6. Over the middle, and that is caught, but wait, there's a flag. We're going to get some clipping here from Brandon Polar down the field, and it's going to be 3rd and 10. So a awful penalty there, wiping out the conversion and pushing it to a 3rd and long now. I think they're still in field goal range, but that definitely hurts. Cannot let those mistakes. But they're yamming at this play, 1-on-1, and oh man, Sam Burton saves the touchdown to Peter Woods. If that had a little bit more air under it, but here comes the field goal team to pull back within 1. This is going to be a 47-yard field goal. The kick is up, and it's right down the middle. Remember, folks, the NFL kicks off in exactly an hour from now, or depending on commercials and stuff, but that's when the broadcast starts. So make sure, if you're in fantasy football, to get your lineup set. If you have players playing today, it's the Chiefs and the Lions. Check your sleeper app. Make sure nobody, I know Kelsey might be a game-time decision. You don't want to start out on a bad foot because you might lose a player. And this game will be done by that point. So what can Nebraska do? 2 straight turnovers. They hand it off here, and oh my God, what a hit. John Smith again. He just got that interception, and now he's hitting wide receivers on jet sweeps. So despite 2 picks, Nebraska still has the lead by 1 point. 2nd and 11 here. Floats that one out wide, and oh, this time it's caught. Preston, a beautiful grab, 1-on-1. Paul Sanford showing he's not afraid to still air it out, a true gunslinger, as John Smith went for another highlight catch. He's trying to force feed Preston, and we always see big plays to Preston in these games, so you got to watch out. It could hit at any moment. 3rd down, they're going to fake it again here. And on the run, and he's sacked. He broke the Donnie Donowitz tackle, but Grant Harper cleans him up. Sanford flashing that magic that we've seen from him so many times, but just not enough room to break 2. Second and 18, we got a little bunch formation now. Long ways to go, but they convert again. Damian Kelly this time getting involved. The #1 receiver on the depth chart. Remember, this game, you live or die by Paul Sanford. He always makes a couple big boneheaded mistakes, but he returns with some of the best plays you'll ever see. Trips right here. It's a little bunch formation again. That left side looks nice, though, for a counter. Sanford takes it himself. And if he had some speed, that could have been a nice little gain. As he brought down by the linebacker. 2nd and 7, though. Nebraska driving as we have right about 12-ish, 11, 12 minutes left here in the Orange Bowl semifinal with a national championship berth on the line. This is the first CFP in SFA history for both of these teams. You're guaranteed a new color scheme this season. Out of the 3, I think the Notre Dame one would probably look the best, but all would be nice changes. 3rd and 3 here. Hand off the gut. And uninspiring attempt there from Joel McKinley. You would have thought he would have cut up field at some point, but he kept outside and never found the hole. So 4th down. So are they going to bring Brandon Alford out? No, they're actually going to go for it here. So instead of attempting a 52-yarder, they're going to keep the offense on the field for 4th and 5. This is a massive play. Sanford, he has time. And it runs out. Donald Brown with the sack. The best players make the biggest plays. Donald Brown, boom. And that is massive as Notre Dame now takes over. At the 43 here, they're going to hand it off Bobby Hall. He finds some room, cuts through that block. Going through underneath both those players. That was interesting. As now they're on the other side of the field. Dictator having a nutty game here today. 3rd quarter winding down, and this quarter has been owned by the Fighting Irish as Peter Woods now cuts outside and once again can't find the hole. 10 unanswered points now for Notre Dame. And Bart Rogers keeps it here. He cuts inside, cuts out. Bart Rogers, he has all the room in the world. And he goes out at the 1-yard line, gets pushed out. What a run from the QB. Seems as though Nebraska just has no answers right now. They're at the 1. Can Notre Dame punch this in? The bulldozer is out there. All the big uglies. First and goal. They hand it off Bobby Hall, and he is stopped. Sam Burton again in on that tackle, along with Richardson. As the third quarter comes to an end. Oh boy, this one is heating up here. Nebraska 14, Notre Dame 13, 10 unanswered points, but Notre Dame is on the doorstep. Fourth quarter time, 9 minutes away from knowing the national championship. They flip the field now. Bring out a bunch formation here. So they get rid of the goal line formation. Second and goal. They're going to throw it. Bart, he takes off. One-on-one. And they call him down short. Dictator with the tackle. And Nebraska holding on for dear life. Once again coming out. Shotgun. And Rogers has all the room. Touchdown, Notre Dame. They take the lead for the first time. That got a little hairy there, but they're now going for two. Rogers floats it over the middle. Touchdown or conversion for Peter Woods. Now a 7-point lead. The Fighting Irish have definitely shown up here in the second half. Nebraska, though, their 3 drives here in the second half have been interception, interception, turnover on downs. So what is Coach Chewy going to do? What kind of adjustments is he going to make? A chance for the national championship on the line. Sanford corner blitz. He threw it away, and they did pick it up at the last second, but he definitely threw that way out of being scared. John Smith creeping up. 7 in the box. They're going to run quick option. Paul Sanford, and he gets tripped up. Oh my, what a play. Donnie Donowitz takes the running back, brings him down, but then Joel McKinley falls in front and trips Paul Sanford. Just nothing going right here in the second half. 3rd and 9. Over the middle, that's going to be a conversion. Matt Moore. Nebraska's not going to go down quietly. Two tight ends to the left-hand side. It runs it left. Joel McKinley finds a little bit of room. Gets about 9. Sanford. Okay, there you go. Damian Kelly. So now Nebraska's starting to wake up. Remember, they had an 11-point lead at one point at halftime. 18 unanswered points for Notre Dame. Nebraska is going to be a counter. They have some room, and he makes a move to the outside, but gets caught by DeAndre Jordan. McKinley up to 50 yards. The 4th quarter against Ole Miss was where McKinley started to take over the game. Hand it off to him again, and he evades Donald Brown from behind. Lucky animation there as they get the first down. It's now at the opposing 30. Two tight ends on the right-hand side. Looks like another power run. It is. He goes up the middle, met by John Smith, and he gets about 5. So Nebraska's offensive line starting to figure out the run blocking. So at the 25 here. The short side has 3 receivers. They're going to hand it off again up the gut. And a big hole for Joel McKinley. And he gets brought down after about 11. Looked like he almost had a touchdown there. He got sprung past that line of scrimmage. So we're inside the 15 here. Hand off to left-hand side and gets about 4. So Nebraska slowly draining that clock, and two teams that had overtime games in the first round. Are we destined for our first ever overtime game in the semifinals? Sanford, he has all the time in the world, finds his man. Oh my, that was almost another interception. But Preston gets down to the 1. That was so risky. First and goal now for Nebraska. Can they tie this game up? Hand it off to McKinley. Easy money. And we got a tie ball game here with 5 minutes to go. (21-21). Anybody's ball game. Member of Notre Dame wins will have a non-Power 5 national championship for the first time ever. Split backs here for Notre Dame. They played one heck of a game so far in the second half as he's brought down by Wendell McMahon. His second sack of the day. Nebraska is feasting. I think they might be pushing 10 total sacks here, if I'm not mistaken, which is nutty. So we officially have 5 minutes left here in the Orange Bowl. 2nd and 14 here for Notre Dame. They're going to hand it off to Bobby Hall. He gets a block, breaks a tackle, and it's going to be about 3rd and 9 here. Bobby Hall yet to have that big break run that we've seen from him before. Third and 9. Man in motion. They're bringing the blitz, free rusher, and Whitlock catches it. Or no, that's Pollard, but it's 4th down. So a 3 and out now for Notre Dame. Looks like Notre Dame decided to only show up for the 3rd quarter today and nothing else. 4th and 5. They're punting it. So Xavier Townsend, and he gets hit immediately. It's 4 minutes left now for Nebraska. They can take the lead. Tie game here. Bring out your 4-minute offense, drive it down, kick a field goal. Give you a counter here for Joel McKinley, and he gets a big-time run. John Smith. All right, 1st and 10 here under center. They're just going to run it. Nebraska deciding not to risk another interception. Notre Dame has been trying to jump everything in the second half. Donald Brown, have yourself a day. Making his case to be the CFP MVP as Paul Sanford, and that's going to be a 1st down. Matt Moore stayed in bounds. Nice wherewithal to get that 1st down. And we are pushing 3 minutes now. And remember, Brandon Alford has a massive leg, so they don't need to go too much further. Man in motion. They're going to run it to the outside and not giving Joel McKinley much chance on that one, but he did the best he could getting back to the line of scrimmage. Donald Brown brings him down. Dominating this right tackle today. Bunch formation, watch the deep post. 2nd and 10. Sanford, he has time. Throws that short to Traw Preston. Preston really hasn't tried to stretch the field yet today. 6 receptions for 72 yards, though. Still having himself a good game. 3rd and 3 now, a big play for both sides. 6 men in the box. They're going to throw it. No pressure to speak of. He floats that outside, and the comeback route to Traw Preston converts. This connection between Paul Sanford and Tra Preston is potentially among the best we've ever seen. This is rivaling Stroud to Emeka Egbuka. Oh, wait, that ball's on the ground! But somehow Nebraska picks it up. I didn't even see where the ball came out. But it was fumbling around that pile. He got smoked there. But Nebraska somehow keeps it. Second and 2. Time is just draining at this point. Sanford. No rush. Wait, Donald Brown shows up. His 4th sack of the day. Taking over this game, dominating his matchup, and spearing Sanford as he was throwing that deep. Donnie Donowitz has really done nothing on the other side. It's been all Donald Brown. As it's going to make that field goal 10 times harder. 3rd and 10. Can Notre Dame get off the field here? And he floats that out. There's going to be a chance here. And Tony McDaniel can't get the first. And the field goal kicker comes out to give Nebraska the lead. Brandon Alford from right hash. And it's good. All right, now, Notre Dame, this is your chance to go to the national championship. Bart Rogers, this is your time to become a legend. A minute 17 left. 2 timeouts. Similar position to what Nebraska was in against Ole Miss. And they converted. A nice throw to start it out. That's Michael Whitlock. Plenty of time for Notre Dame. They do have quite a quality kicker. Their kicker's already 2 for 2 on the day. As we're throwing this one out wide, but oh my, that was an erred throw. Cedric Edwards could have ended the game. Bart Rogers lives to fight another down that would have sent Nebraska to the national championship. 2nd and 10. Empty for Bart Rogers. Yes, time throws that out wide and not much there. 3rd and 7 incoming. Obviously, 4 down territory. 3rd and 7, 4 down linemen. Look at Dictator. It's going to be empty here. Peter Woods, top of your screen. As he throws it on the run, he hits his man, Grant Day, but he's 4 yards short. So the timeout comes out here. This is the game. Can Nebraska get a stop to go to the national championship? Dumps that off. It's short. And it's a turnover on downs. Nebraska gets the ball back. And barring a miracle, Notre Dame is headed to the national championship. The Notre Dame faithful are saying their Hail Marys right now, begging for Nebraska to give them a chance. But the victory formation comes out. One more snap should do it. Third and 7, one more snap. They're going to run a real play. They're going to hand it off, and you need a fumble. A still up, and that's going to do it. And as we hit triple zeros here in the Orange Bowl, Nebraska survives the Notre Dame comeback. Coach Chewy, in his first year in Nebraska, takes them to the promised land as they're going to play for a national championship. Unbelievable. 24-21, as we are going to have an all-user national championship, guaranteeing someone getting a trophy and some gear sent to their house. Unbelievable. Dictator, have yourself a day. Paul Sanford and Tra Preston as well. The Big 12 champions are headed back to the Natty 2 years in a row. (24-21). Notre Dame just couldn't get it together. They only really played one good quarter. And that is the game. All right, let's take a look at the stats. Paul Sanford here. They are going to the Natty. 300 yards, big time day for him. Joel McKinley, once again having a good day. Tra Preston, the #1 receiver for them. And on defense, Dictator showed up massively today. Xavier Townsend himself a game. Wendell McMahon 2 sacks. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They had 8 total sacks. And that is going to push them to a national championship. What a difference the transfer portal makes. Dictator, the transfer. You've got Ricardo Henderson, the transfer. And then their starting running back as well. Crazy how that works out. Brendan Alford making his one and only kick. Bart Rogers here. Not enough yardage. They just couldn't get it going in the pass game. And this Nebraska secondary, unironically, has been really, really good. Shutting down now the Ole Miss star receiving core and shutting down Peter Woods, as he only got 2 catches today. That's not going to get you to the Natty. Donald Brown, though, massive performance. Was not his fault. Grant Harper, he had a chance to pick. Few chances there. Some big-time plays. But this Notre Dame team has shown that they are worthy of being in the playoff. Showing that injuries do, in fact, matter. So nice job for Notre Dame. As let's take a look at the players of the game. And we got you guys out of here about 35 minutes before the broadcast is supposed to start for the first game of the NFL season. So let's go. I'll put out an announcement once I know when the national championship will be. I'm pretty sure it will be tomorrow night, but I have to confirm that. And VODs and highlight videos for both games will be out later tonight. Please get your in-game recruits in. Get if you want to hear offers, I need to know all that stuff. Because once the national championship starts, I'm not accepting any more submissions for anything for the off season. So I need you guys to be on top of it. But yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time.